7 to 10 owners a week and managing the follow-up of those conversations. All right. And that's exactly what you have to do when you're raising money as well too. You're talking and talking and talking to as many people as you possibly can, and just putting yourself out there. And and I call it planting the seed, and letting people know what you're interested in, what you're doing. And that's exactly how I got started, because my first private lender that I ever found was my neighbor, and I just happened to be walking my dogs. And if you decide to come into the Storage Nerds coaching program, we talk about this heavily, but we have a brainstorming activity for all students, where you sit there and you think about everybody that you know, and it gives you this kind of list of like triggers for your mind, so that you can say, oh yeah, this person, I didn't think about this person. And the way that private investing works is there's kind of like tiers, like it's a tier. Let me draw that actually. Let me draw it out. And it looks like this. Let me see. Okay. It looks like this. It's like, so for everybody that's listening and can't see, it's like 3 circles, a smaller one, a middle one, and a bigger one. And inside the smallest circle would be like your friends and family. Okay. And these, like, there's like people that are close to you that you're like, have money, or you don't know that they have money or not, right? We've gotten so comfortable with talking about money, but between our friends and family, because because I believe truly in my heart that what we do helps others, right? It's a win-win situation for all of us. Okay. And so we are very open about talking about money. We actually just had a conversation last night with my husband's family, and trying to figure out, like, how to take care of them, later and stuff like this. We have very open conversations about this. And, and I get some families are different than others, but, and it's not an easy subject to talk about, but once you start really talking about it, it really kind of opens people up. So you just want to be able to just talk about money to your friends and family, right? And then outside of your friends and family sphere, right, is your like your acquaintances, right? Acquaintances, and I don't know how to spell acquaintances. Acquaintance, is that how you spell it? Acquaintances, co-workers, so this is like, arm's length away. So these are all the people that but don't really truly know, right? You know what I'm saying? So your doctors and chiropractors and mechanic, and your coworkers, your friends of friends, and if you guys think of anybody, any type of a person, like sorority friends, or fraternity brothers, these kinds of people, it's like them, but you don't truly like know them. It's not friends and family, right? That would be the second sphere. And then finally, the third sphere would be strangers. Okay. Now, guess what? Unless you've been filed with the SEC, you can't ask strangers for money. Okay. Like, that's why I'm starting a fund. It's because I want to go out to the world and I want to pitch, to people that I don't know about money, right? So that's why I have decided to start a fund. So most of us, I'm assuming everybody here on the webinar, or everybody listening, is all going to have to focus on tiers 1 and 2. Okay. And so what you want to do, and especially if you join Storage Nerds, and when we do the 2-day boot camp in January, we will do a brainstorming sessions where you can really truly think about who in your life has money, right? But for those of you right now that are listening, that is what you want to do. Just like I said, sit and think about every person that you can possibly know. I was going like, I remember when I was pregnant with Lillian, and I went to go to get like checked up, and I think I was probably like, I don't know if I was like 6 months pregnant, but I was kind of bigger, and I was getting my checkup. And I had a midwife is what I had. I had a midwife to help me. And so I went to go see her. And I remember she was checking me, and then she was like, asked me, like, super nice lady. And she was like, asked me all these questions, like, what do you do? This is, the typical conversations that you have, right? Like, what do you do? And like, where do you live? And, this kind of stuff, all these typical, questions, like chat or whatever. And so she asked me, like, what do you do? And I said, we own storage facilities. We invest in real estate and we own storage facilities. And she was like, oh, I always wanted to do that. I just wanted to do that. And I was like, and I basically just told her, I was like, you can do that. And she's like, how do I do that? I was like, are you busy? Are you too busy to do it? Why haven't you done it yet? And she said, yeah, we're like too busy. Like my husband and I are too busy. We're both doctors, and so we're busy. We're just too busy. We can't do that. And I was like, there's an easier way for you to do that. You know that, right? And she's like, no, what? And I was like, you should just like invest the money in somebody like me that is going to go out there and do the work for you. And you just reap the reward. I mean, honestly, the truth of the matter is all of us, we should be striving to just be lenders. Lenders are the ones that make the most money because they do nothing, hardly anything. They give the money away and then they do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just get money in return. My lenders, essentially, all they do is like ask me. Now I do like maybe quarterly, every 4 months or so, I do a meeting with my lenders just to give them an update. But this past this past quarter, we just had our meetings with like everybody and just touch base. I have one tomorrow. And the only thing that they were worried about was getting their tax documents so that they could put it on their tax. Like, I mean, they were interested in what we were doing. I was telling them about their facilities they're lending on. But mostly they were like, okay, so for tax documents, because I have to claim all this money that I'm making from you, are you going to send me this tax document? So that's really all they're worried about. They just wire the money over and then they just make all this money on their money. And then every once in a while we touch base and I let them know how we're doing. That's the best way to go. I mean, that's what my goal is. My goal is eventually to just lend, I mean, storage for me is a means to an end. All right. It's a product. That's what it is. It's just a product. Like, this is not like a life endeavor. Like, I'm not going to be, investing in self-storage forever. Like, it's a way for me to be able to hand over some money to my daughter Lillian and to travel and hang out with my family. Right. So anyway, so for everybody listening, you got to start thinking about who around you may or may not have money, and do not allow yourself to judge the people that you don't know whether or not they're going to have money. The only way that you will ever know if anybody has money is if you ask them, right? The only way you're ever going to know if anybody ever has any money is if you ask them. Right. And so for me, mentally, the question is, who around you, can you list out everybody that you know in your life, everybody in your life that you know that would be classified as a friend or family, and any acquaintances and anybody that you say, okay, like, I really don't know these people, but like, I go to my chiropractor every week and I've been going to that dang chiropractor for 4 years every single week or whatever it is, he's got to have some money. That practice is doing pretty good, and and then work on triggering your mind to start looking and thinking about the people that you know and who you can ask. Okay. And that's because that's going to be your first, like your first person that you invest in is going to be in one of those two spheres. The first person that you're going to work with and invest is not going to be some stranger that you don't know. All right. It's going to be like a friend of the family, a friend of a friend, etc. Okay.